you can develop basketball IQ over time with experience? Because
Yeah.
skills can be developed.
Well, I think that what you're talking about is more instincts.
Right.
Some guys step on the court and have tremendous instincts. They can see a play develop. They can anticipate someone making a mistake offensively on the defensive side. They just have a really good feel for the game, and but it's like me, and I just said it earlier. I've never felt I was very good at making adjustments during the game. But, you get forced into that situation so many times. Finally, you have to develop it. And I still don't think I've developed it on a scale of 1 to 10. I might be a 7 at this point. I started off as a 3. I got to a 7. But Richard, who has that instinct, Richard Del Rosario, I think he starts off as an 8 already. He's already an 8. And he might be elevating to a 9 at this point.
And he's teaching you.
And I allow him to do it because he's better at it. I pass the baton to him and say, okay, Richard, tell me what I need to do because I don't know. And I think that happens with players. I think players over time, they start to develop that because they're forced into that position. And I think that it depends a lot on the teachers around them, the coaching that they get. The players that they get to play with. If you're playing with a very instinctive player, you tend to see him and watch him and can adapt that. And those guys who are like that are the ones that make the players around them better. I think the best description of Justin Brownlee, I mean, you can say so many things about Justin Brownlee, but the single most important thing that he does is he makes the players around him better. And because they see the way he plays and they see what he sees, they start to see what he sees, and that gives them a different perspective and elevates their game. And he's one of those guys. That was the knock on Michael Jordan when he was young. He was playing in that era of Magic Johnson and Larry Bird. And Larry Bird and Magic Johnson were always described as players who could make around him better. And Michael, in his career, couldn't figure that out, according to everybody.
He was a standout on his own.
Yeah, he was locked into what he did.
Right.
And then he realized how important it was to himself to win rather than to just show out. And so when he did that, he started to observe Magic and Larry and started to figure out what it took for him to be able to make players around him better. So that was something he developed later in his career. It wasn't something that was instinctual, but it was instinctual to Magic and Larry right off the bat. And Justin has that. Justin has that ability to elevate the game of everybody around him.
And bring everybody along to that same page.
Yeah, exactly.
Was Justin like that when he first arrived at Ginebra? We all know that he wasn't even the first choice for the team for that conference. Has he always been like that, or that's something that he,
I think it's something he's developed over time.
Over time.
He came to us in the beginning, and he was basically locked into being one kind of player. He was a stretch, what they call a stretch four. And he was an undersized stretch 4, and that was one of the reasons he didn't make the NBA, because he was an undersized stretch 4. But when he came to Manila, the demands on him to do so much more expanded his game. And I always think he had the mind to do it, but he was never put in that situation to do it. And when he came to Ginebra as an import, and we have so many demands on an import, he started to develop the other areas of his game. And that's why he's just grown as a player from year 1 to year 2 to year 3, year 4. I think right now he's playing better than he's ever played before. Even though he's 36 now, he's playing his best basketball right now. And I don't see him slowing down anytime soon.
And you'll have him back for Ginebra this conference.
Thank goodness. Yes.
Thank goodness. But
yeah,
he would be nowhere, like rather be nowhere.
No, he fits everything around the playing for Nebra. I mean,
Right.
he signed a contract. He's playing in Indonesia at the moment, but he made the contract finish for the upcoming conference. So he had a couple other offers that would extend it beyond, and he turned those down, and he took Indonesia because they were going to finish on August 4th. He's still there. He's not with us yet in practice, but he'll finish by August 4th, and then he'll fly here to Manila.
Just in time for
just
the
in time for
opening.
what we do. And Gilas, and the fact that he's naturalized has been a priority in his life now as well. So everything is built around Gilas and Ginebra, and you know, he really feels he's Pinoy. I'm really proud of him in terms of, you know, adapting and adopting to the country.
And the commitment.
Yeah, the commitment that he has.